What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, rounding out a massive, absolutely massive news day before a live stream later tonight to test the settings. Still don't have my studio lights, but I'm slowly bringing in all my collectibles and putting them on, getting everything set up. I'll have Maggie clean it up next week. But Warner Brothers is collapsing. In just the first quarter this year, they lost $3.4 billion. Over the weekend, Warner Brothers Discovery, since Friday afternoon, lost another lost $2.39 billion in market cap. Their stock absolutely plummeting. And some say it's because of an investment in woke trash. Now, it's obviously more complex than that, but not really. CNN, garbage. Batgirl, garbage. They're canceling things on HBO Max left and right. And you just don't hate to see it. In fact, I saw a really, really interesting anecdote from Matt Damon about why movies and television kind of suck so hard these days. And I'm going to discuss that with you after I remind you that coffeebrandcoffee.com is still running the big sale. We've got our K-Cup pre-order going on. Now it's just a couple of weeks until they land. This will be your last chance to get the Founders coins. We did a dark roast and a medium roast. We have a big discount on the 72 pack for people that pick that up, and you get the Founders coin if you're a K-Cup person. Summer's still here. We've got the cold brew bags. We just launched our double caffeine last week. Looking forward to we're selling it like crazy. Decaf, we got 3 hot cocos. We've got 5 coffees. Our Roaster's Choice program has 6 spots left in it. This is the ultra super premium coffee, super small batch. Promo code haters will get the job done today. And it supports the channel, which is awesome. And I appreciate you. American made, American company, American jobs. What else needed I say? Warner Brothers Discovery lost $3.4 billion in the first quarter as a combined company. Warner Brothers had a Q2 to forget. That is, no one is likely to forget. The newly combined company lost $3.4 billion in its first ever quarter. Of course, that glaring total includes about $1 billion in restructuring and, quote, other charges, another billion in transaction and integration expenses, and $2 billion in amortization of, quote, intangibles. In other news that isn't news, mergers are extremely expensive. But on top of that, Warner Brothers Discovery continuing HBO Max purge ditches nearly 200 Sesame Street episodes. The trimming of the series and movies with extreme prejudice, in particularly content for kids and families, is part of an effort to cut tens of millions of dollars in residual payments, money that they have to pay to, say, Sesame Street. But the issue is, like, where are they going to get this content? They're just taking it off the network? Nearly 200 episodes of the kids' classic series Sesame Street are being pulled off HBO Max as a newly merged parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, continues to purge the premium programming channel to cut $3 billion in expenses. According to Variety, the number of Sesame Street episodes listed on HBO Max was reduced from 650 to 456 last week. HBO Max reps said the premium channel remains committed to continuing to bring Sesame Street into families' homes. Well, what's going to happen here is they're going to increase the pricing. That's what my guess is. They're going to have to add like a premium tier to unlock more of these episodes. Episodes that we used to get for free. A tightening of the belt, so to speak. But that's exactly what this is shaping up to do. Yeah, they can cut expenses, but they also almost certainly need to increase revenues. And that's going to come with price increases. We see this all the time. I mean, how often is Netflix and HBO Max and Hulu raising their prices? It's just like cable content. Oh, I mentioned earlier about the Matt Damon story. He mentioned this on Hot Ones, and I thought it was really interesting. It seems so obvious now, but he talked about how studios used to take more risks back in the day and finance more shows because of DVDs, because they had a huge pop of revenue that would come after the theatrical release. People would buy DVDs. I'm assuming the upshot is that people are not buying quote unquote digital copies of things, which makes total sense because you don't own it. But a theater, let's say, now has $100 million budget for a movie and then another $100 million in advertising expenses. They have to make almost all of that $200 million back in ticket sales. In fact, in order to get to $200 million in ticket sales, you have to sell $400 million in tickets because the exhibitors, movie theaters, keep half. So you end up having to make $500, $600, $700 million on a movie, so they're not taking any risks anymore. And it used to be, oh, we made 400 in the movie theaters, and we'll sell another 200 million in DVD sales, and we're going to be okay. So they used to make good programs. They must, take more risks. Now everybody just goes with the safe, predictable reboots and the predictable, Marvel movies and formulaic stuff. CNBC reported that Warner Brothers is looking to reduce its residual burden as it approaches the merger of Discovery Plus, primarily nonfiction catalog with HBO Max library and combined SVOD service will supersede both platforms. $3 billion. Then you have this. He's out of his depth. David Zaslav gets rid of J.J. Abrams' Batman's Caped Crusader out of HBO Max, admits losing $2.39 billion in market cap. David Zaslav has cut another series from HBO Max amid incidents of widespread internal restructuring under new management wing of Warner Brothers Discovery. While the news is not a surprise given how many Max originals and streaming platforms' resident films and series are being cut loose, it still hits a raw wound of the shelved Batgirl, marred worse by the cancellations that have now moved past the label of not good enough to financial liabilities. Meaning, hey, this isn't good enough to actually this could actively hurt. This could actively hurt our brand. And maybe that's where people are getting this idea that they're getting rid of woke stuff. The initial hit below the knee came without warning, and the industry felt the shock when the $90 million HBO Max film Batgirl was ended. Although the move was an unnerving attempt at undermining the position of streaming platform with respect to theatrical releases, Zaslav was clever enough to provide a brief moment of respite for the clamoring to die down before continuing on his warpath. Gets rid of Batman Caped Crusader. They cut Sesame Street. These are some serious cuts. And if you look at Warner Brothers Discovery stock, Ruby's awfully excited. I think her friend's here to play. That's my dog. You can see this is, the stock has done nothing but collapse over the last 6 months. Year to date, it's at an all-time low. 5-year, it's at a 5-year all-time low. Warner Brothers stock has never been lower. Here's Warner Brothers HBO Max scraps 6 upcoming projects as Warner Brothers cost-cutting frenzy continues. There is a point, though, where people who are paying for HBO Max, Warner Brothers products, they're going to start to be like, hey, where the heck is this stuff? Last week, in another cost-cutting endeavor, the company slashed 14% of its HBO Max workforce. The layoffs, which analysts described as inevitable amid the streaming overhaul, reportedly impacted the division's reality casting and acquisition departments, in addition to business affairs and programming. Obviously, they cut Batgirl and Scoob the Holiday Hunt have both been pulled, but with 14 more. It's interesting, after reporting a $3.4 billion loss with another $3 billion, they're going to have to cut just immense programming. Oh, it's 6 upcoming. Why did I say 14? 6 upcoming projects. It's not unpredictable. If they had focused on, instead of spending $100 million on a Batgirl movie nobody wanted, to making quality programming or something that people actually like. But apparently this David Zaslav is the one that he may be enemy number one, but he seems like he's making the tough but right decisions, which is why he makes what he makes. Hopefully this means HBO Max and Warner Brothers will be focusing on content that people actually want, not content that exclusively is concerned with checking boxes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would absolutely love if you checked out coffeebrandcoffee.com. We've got coffee, tea, 6 organic loose leaf teas, by the way, and cocoa. We've got something for everybody, for you or for a gift. And we're working on some awesome stuff for Christmas. So coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code HATERS will save today as well, HATERS. And we'll talk to you again real soon.